This is the story of Dom Domingos. It all started in the late 16th century. King Philip of Portugal was eager to implement twin objectives along the west coast of Africa. These were to expand his trade and to convert the natives to his Christian faith. He struck up a mutually beneficial relationship with his country and the Esigie people of the Warri Kingdom. Esigie, the fifth Olu of Warri, was quite accommodating to the Christian faith. A few years later, though he himself did not convert, he gave permission for his son, Prince Eyomasan, to start taking lessons in the Portuguese language and to be baptized with the name Sebastian, after the new king of Portugal. Prince Sebastian learned how to read and write in Portuguese alongside with the palace students in the neighboring Benin Kingdom. His progress was impressive, and the priest tutors unanimously recommended that he proceed to the island of Sao Tome and Principe, a major destination for Portuguese merchant vessels. Prince Sebastian learned how to write and speak the Portuguese language fluently. He also learned numbers, weights, measures, and valuation skills until his father ordered his return in 1587. Upon his return to Warri, in addition to his increased royal duties and organizing barter trade with the Europeans, Prince Sebastian introduced religious festivals, teachings, and regular celebration of Mass. With the help of his mother, he also found himself a suitable wife who gave him a son. The baby was christened Dom Domingos in 1589. One interesting effect of Prince Sebastian's Christian faith and education was the permanent assimilation of Portuguese language and dress style into the Esigie culture. In 1597, Prince Sebastian ascended the throne of his forefathers as the sixth Olu of Warri and its first Christian monarch. In the year of Olu Sebastian's coronation, he played host to Francisco de Villanova, the Bishop of Sao Tome. This bishop was so impressed with the Olu's progress in making the Warri Kingdom a bastion of Christianity that he wrote to King Philip of Spain and Portugal, requesting funds for a monastery and cathedral for the Saint Anthony community in the Warri Kingdom. The bishop was also impressed with the level of maturity and education displayed by Prince Dom Domingos at his tender age of 10. After due consultation with King Philip and Olu Sebastian, it was decided that Prince Dom Domingos, heir to the Warri throne, would continue his education at seats of higher learning in Portugal. In 1600, King Philip sent a ship to Warri to pick up Prince Dom Domingos. The prince boarded the ship, armed with a letter from his father, Olu Sebastian. The letter requested that the young prince be educated fully in Christian style to help in the efforts to establish the new religion in the Warri Kingdom. On arrival at Lisbon, after a journey of 3 weeks, Prince Dom Domingos was received by the viceroy. He would have to spend some time there whilst arrangements for his schooling and boarding were finalized, before proceeding to the Aronimite Institute for Secular and Religious Studies at Royal Coimbra. Dom Domingos waited for arrangements and approvals to be concluded for his accommodation and schooling at Coimbra. While doing so, he occupied himself by reading books and writing letters to his father. In 1601, King Philip approved an annual pension of 200,000 rice for the prince's upkeep and began to make arrangements for his journey to Coimbra. At his request, the journey was undertaken in a carriage drawn by a set of elephants. After a couple of days, Prince Dom Domingos arrived at the Colegio de S. Geronimo with its residential facilities run by the Aronimite priests. Dom Domingos continued to achieve academic success at college, and within 2.5 years, he was ready to proceed to a higher institute at Lisbon to study Latin and other disciplines. King Philip was excited by Dom Domingos' progress and instructed the viceroy to organize a place for him at an annex of the University of Lisbon, Jesuit College of Santo Antão, and also to attach a tutor as well as 2 servants to his household. His pension was increased accordingly. When issues about availability and quality of accommodation arose, the king made more money available and ordered the Jesuit rector to find more suitable accommodation. The king's enthusiastic moral and financial support for Dom Domingos made him a subject of discourse in high Portuguese society. This made him an instant socialite, but also earned him a few enemies, including the Jesuit rector of Santo Antão College, who tried to frustrate the prince's enrollment at the college. In the rector's opinion, the prince, being a Negro, ought to be content with his academic achievements and return to Africa. The king stood his ground and made available another 40,000 rice to secure suitable accommodation for the prince. Dom Domingos was therefore able to continue his studies in Latin and other subjects. King Philip III of Spain and Portugal agreed with the Bishop of Sao Tome to set up a missionary outpost in the Warri Kingdom and ironically set up a slave trading outpost called Escravos. However, there was a provision that the Ichekiri Christians of the Warri Kingdom would not be sold into slavery. The Olu of Warri, Olu Sebastian, agreed to open up the ports in his kingdom to Portuguese traders in the same manner that pertained the Kingdom of Congo. He also committed himself to the establishment of the Catholic faith in the Warri Kingdom. The relationship between the two kings, based on mutual interest and respect, was also a personal triumph for Prince Dom Domingos, who continued to do both kings proud through his academic exploits. King Philip III announced the decree which opened up trade and established the divine Catholic worship in the Kingdom of Warri and along the coast of Guinea. This was seen as a great triumph for Dom Domingos and made him popular amongst members of Portuguese nobility. His personal chaplain, Father Manuel de Almeida, arranged for him to spend Christmas Day in 1607 with the family of the distinguished Dom Cristóvão Pereira. At the banquet, Prince Dom Domingos was introduced to the Pereira daughters and struck a special chord with Maria Pereira. He was invited back for their New Year's Eve party, where he and Maria were totally engrossed in conversation with one another. By early 1608, Prince Dom Domingos had successfully completed all his assignments. This meant that he was ready to leave Portugal and return home to Warri. Whilst he waited for the official letter of summons from his father, Olu Sebastian, continued studying as well as preparing a memorandum of requirements for the implementation of the new decree in Warri. The prince also embarked on a pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela, and upon his return, after his Thanksgiving Mass, he went for lunch at the Pereira's home. It was on this occasion that he proposed marriage to Maria Pereira, and she gladly accepted it. By the summer of 1608, Olu Sebastian had already written to summon Prince Dom Domingos to Warri. In February 1609, King Philip replied to Dom Domingos' memorandum. All that remained was the business of getting married to the love of his life, Maria Pereira. The wedding ceremony was a low-key affair, with only close family members and friends present. In September 1609, a ship returned from the royal fleet of Portugal, taking Dom Domingos and his wife to the Kingdom of Warri. They arrived 30 days later to a tumultuous welcome in Warri. In 1625, Dom Domingos ascended the throne of the Warri Kingdom as Olu Atuwatse I, or the 7th Olu of Warri. He wore a silver crown with a cross on it, which he brought back from Portugal. Dom Domingos was credited with the expansion of the Portuguese trade and commerce, as well as the Christian missions in Warri and the Gulf of Guinea during the first half of the 17th century. He remained committed to his wife Maria, who bore him 3 sons before she died. They all had their education at Portuguese institutions in Angola.